Hey, welcome. Today, we're diving into something that every single one of us deals with literally every moment of the day, feelings. We're going to unpack this ancient idea called Vedana to figure out not just what we feel, but how we can totally change our relationship with it. All right, let's get into it. So let me ask you something. You ever had something painful happen? Like you stub your toe or someone says something harsh, and then you find yourself just spiraling, making it all so much worse in your head? It's like you get hit once by the thing itself, and then a second time by your own reaction. Well, it turns out there's an ancient way to explain exactly that. So to really get a handle on that double hit, we've got to simplify things first. According to some really old Pali texts, all of our super complex emotions, all that inner weather, it's all built on a foundation of just three basic kinds of feeling. Let's break them down. The big word here is Vedana. Now, it's a Pali word and it's really specific. This isn't about big emotions like love or anger or jealousy. No, Vedana is way more basic. It's the raw, immediate feeling, the tone of an experience, before our brain starts telling a big story about it. Is it pleasant? Is it painful? Or is it just neutral? That's pretty much. First up, you've got sukha vedana. This is any feeling that's just nice. Pleasant, agreeable. The warmth of the sun on your face, the taste of your favorite coffee, hearing a song you love. Yep, that's sukha vedana. Next, of course, is the opposite, dukkha vedana. This is any feeling that's painful, unpleasant, or just unwelcome. A headache, a car alarm going off right outside your window, getting some tough feedback. That's the raw sting of dukkha vedana. And finally, there's the one we almost never, ever notice, adukkama sukha vedana. This is the neutral feeling. It's not pleasant. It's not painful. It's just there. Think about the feeling of your t-shirt on your shoulders right now, or the sound of the room you're in. Most of our life is actually spent right here in this neutral zone, but we tend to completely ignore it. Okay, so we have these three basic feelings: pleasant, painful, and neutral. Now, how does this explain that double hit of pain we were talking about? Well, this brings us to this absolutely brilliant metaphor from the texts, the tale of two arrows. So this teaching, it comes from a text called the Salala Sutta, and it describes two kinds of people. You have the untaught person and the taught disciple. Now, when they get hit with the exact same painful event, their experience is completely different. And here's how it breaks down. The first arrow, that's the painful event itself. It's the unavoidable stuff. Life happens, right? But the second arrow, that's the one we shoot at ourselves. It's our mental reaction, the anger, the why me, the catastrophizing, the whole story we wrap around the initial pain. And this quote just nails the difference. The untaught person gets hit by that first arrow, and then, bam, immediately shoots a second one right into themselves. They feel two pains, the one from the world and the suffering they just created. But the taught disciple? They get hit by the first arrow and that's it. They don't add that second layer. They feel the pain, for sure, but they skip the suffering. So the big question is why, right? Why are we so quick to fire that second arrow? What's going on there? Well, the answer is in our hidden, totally automatic reactions to those three basic feelings. Let's see how this works. This chart lays it out perfectly. When we experience something pleasant, our deep underlying tendency, our anasayo, is craving or raga. We want more of it, we try to hold on to it. When we feel something painful, our tendency is aversion, patikkhā. We try to push it away, we fight it. And when the feeling is neutral, our tendency is just ignorance, avijja. We just check out. These automatic reactions, they're the fuel for that second arrow. All right, so if these reactions are so automatic, are we just doomed to keep shooting ourselves with second arrows forever? No, not at all. The path forward involves changing our whole perspective on what feelings even are. I just love this metaphor. The texts compare feelings to the wind. Think about it. Just like different winds blow through the sky, sometimes they're warm, sometimes they're cold, sometimes they're gentle, sometimes they're crazy strong. Different feelings just blow through our body and mind. They aren't solid, and they aren't personal. They just show up, and then they leave. Here's another really beautiful way to think about it. Imagine your mind is like a guest house. Feelings are just visitors. Some are really nice guests, some are difficult, some you barely even notice. But here's the thing, none of them are permanent residents. They are not you. Your job isn't to fight them or cling to them, it's just to be a good host. noticing them as they arrive and as they eventually leave.
Okay, so this all brings us to the most important part, the practical takeaway. How do we actually put this into practice? How do we learn to feel that first arrow without automatically firing the second?
The path kind of unfolds in 4 steps. First, you just learn to observe the raw feeling as it shows up, without piling on judgments. Second, you start to recognize that it's impermanent. It's like a passing cloud. Third, you understand that automatic pull you have to either grab it or shove it away. And finally, and this is everything, in that tiny little space between the feeling and your reaction, you choose. You choose not to fire that second arrow. See, freedom isn't about never feeling pain again. That's impossible. It's about not piling unnecessary suffering on top of it. So the final question is really for you to think about. The next time you feel that sting of a first arrow, just pause for a second. What's the story you tell yourself? How do you make it worse? What is your second arrow?